Hello friends, we're back inside the Butch Harmon Floridian putting studio, and today we are talking about aiming, specifically how to aim and whether or not you're a good aimer or a bad aimer. Let's find out. So let's talk about aiming style first, because it doesn't matter if you're left-handed, right-handed, use the claw, left hand low, use a long putter or a belly putter. What matters is that you have confidence in your aim. And if we have a test that can prove whether or not you're a good aimer, that can benefit you greatly, or it can really hurt your game and mess with your head. Let me show you how it's done. So what is aim? How do we test for aim? How do we define aim? Well, first off, before we even get into that information with our players, you gotta take them out to the real world and put them through the Butch Harmon Floridian Skills Challenge. If they're a great putter and a bad aimer, probably not going to do too much as far as aim-wise. Now, if you're a bad aimer and a bad putter, now we have some opportunity to help your game. Or if you're a bad putter and a good aimer, maybe there's something else that's affecting your putting game. It could be depth perception, it could be putter design, it could simply be confidence or the way you roll your golf ball. All right, so let's talk about our aim test. And essentially what we have is a 15-foot putt. And we ask our players to go through their normal routine. You might find a spot on the ground, you might use the golf ball and use a line on the golf ball. Whatever it is, we want to see you in action. But we're going to have one little catch. Before you take the putter back, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you, where is this bead? And guide me and let me place this bead on your intended line. Assuming it's a straight putt, we're going to have your golf ball and the hole form a straight line. All you have to do is match that blue bead, get it in line with your intended target line. And what we find is that left-hand players tend to see things right. So the bead is right of the intended line. Right-hand players see things left. The bead is left of the intended line. What are we testing? Not necessarily how you aim your putter, but how you aim your eyes. And that's what's important. Once we get the data in the real world, if you're a bad putter and your aim is off, we have some good data that we can correct in the next segment. Check this out. So when we're conducting the test, what we've found in the past 5 or 6 years is that most players, about 80% of players, have their aim a little left, a little right of their intended line. It doesn't matter if you're lefty or righty. So assuming there's only about 125 players on tour, and maybe 90% of them are good putters. Typically, for most amateurs and aspiring golfers, we can help your aim, and therefore we can help your putting. So the basic drill, or the basic aspect to understand, is that because your aim is off with your eyes, regardless of your putter, you cannot trust your perception of aim in the putting stance, or in fact, even in your real swing. What you must do is either line up your golf ball from behind the target, which most players do, but there's one big change that you must make. You cannot enter the stance from behind and tilt your eyes. The tilting is what changes your perspective. You basically need to come around to the side, 90-degree angle here, right? 90-degree angle here. Walk up to your golf ball, another 90-degree turn, an angle right there. Now we're still perfectly square to our intended line. And that's how you enter the stance and stay square to the intended line, because basically you cannot aim from the golf position. You have to aim from behind the golf ball. So the point we always emphasize here at Butch Harmon Floridian, the results inside the putting studio or inside the lab do not always reflect results in the real world. We got to find out the results in the real world first. Then we can decipher and decode any sort of putting challenges you may have. When it comes to aiming, perception of aim leads directly to confidence. If you are unconfident in your putting, there could be an aim issue that you may not know about. And in fact, if you're not a good aimer and a great putter, you're probably not going to come to see me in the first place. But if you have any sort of doubt in your putting, It could just be a simple little twist and tweak of your aim and a new way to process that aim for your putting stance and for full swings. So for the Butch Harmon Floridian, I am Ryan Crysler, your senior instructor. We'll talk to you soon.